Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with my Freeze Friday video, checking up on how I'm doing on the year-long spending freeze. And I'll start off by saying I have spent none of my own money, unless you count that I talked my husband into getting the $20 that I needed from scrapbook.com in order to use my $5 certificate. So he's calling those stocking stuffers, and we haven't done our Christmas yet because the older kids are just coming back tonight and Ava's still in the hospital. So we'll probably do our Christmas beginning of February. So anyway, I'm going to start with showing you a project. I organized my sequins, and without going into a whole lot of detail, I will say that I've got a first. Let's go back. Maybe about 6 months ago, the only sequins I had were occasional mixes from Spiegel Mom Scraps that were included with kits or that I got at retreats. And these little jars of individual colors of sequins, and within each jar there was a kind of primary, like there's the orange jar, but there were about 3 or 4 colors and types of orange sequins and pink and so on and so forth. So what I did a couple months ago was order some sequins, single color sequins through through Amazon, and when they arrived, it was everything I'd hoped for in terms of color and quantity, but the containers were impossible to open. You couldn't use them from the containers because they kind of sat there a couple months. And this past week, I cut them open and poured them into jars and then distributed them in those original jars that had gotten quite empty. And then I made my own mixes, including this one, which is a bottom of the drawer mix. It's all the sequins I probably don't use much, the brown and gold and just kind of, just in a color family that I don't use much of. And I poured everything that was at the bottom of the drawer into there, so every once in a while you'll find a pink one or whatever. So I thought it might make an interesting mix. And so I've got all those there. I can't even tell you how long it took me to do it, and the major effort was opening those containers, and then after that, which still continues to this day and will probably into the year, picking up the sequins that had made it onto the floor and to the bottom of our feet and into other rooms and so on and so forth. So that was my big project, and it's going to allow me, but to have them organized this way is probably going to encourage me to use them more on layouts. I'm not a huge sequin user normally, but I think this is going to help. I fell in love with my sequins again. Okay, layouts I made. This was the first one I made, which was a Scrap Squad lift. It was one of their regular Friday lifts that I do for my series called Scrap Squad Sunday on YouTube. This was the original. This was my lift, and it used mostly 4x6 and 3x4 pocket page cards, along with some tags and nearly everything here came in this year's or last year's Advent calendar box from Secret Not Secret or Redefined Creative. This is one that was for Off the Board with Crystal Barrett's Pineapple Papers, and it was a lift of one of my favorite pins, and it's all over Pinterest. You've probably seen it a million times. I have been wanting to do it for at least a year, and I finally I cut out houses from 3 different collections, used Bramble Fox perspectives for the trees and for a couple of the houses. There's one there, and they're all around there. And I used a photorealistic paper from Kaisercraft and some birch trees from an October Afternoon collection. So all of some old, some new stuff, and it was lots of fun to do. Okay, we'll put that one there. This is a focus on last Christmas. All of these supplies came from my December Mind the Scrap kit, and the point of it is that it's much more fun to look back at last Christmas than to think about anything this Christmas, because we really haven't had one, but we're just delaying it. This was for this week's Mixed Media Frenzy, and it's a redo of another layout that I wasn't happy with. It was a not so successful experiment with embossing powders. I didn't want to do splashes of ink to lift this sketch, so I thought I'd use splashes of embossing powder, and it didn't work out great. Both videos, the don't try this at home and the redo, are on my YouTube channel. What I did with the one I didn't like is this morning I punched circular shapes of the parts that I did like, and I can use these as layers behind photos or something on another layout or two in the future. No idea how I'm going to use those. The birthday gift that I gave myself, I had a $5 birthday gift certificate from scrapbook.com as long as I spent $20. And along with that was this little holly pin. And so I picked out the $5 worth of stuff, and then my husband filled in the rest of the 20 in order to get everything. And he's going to call them stocking stuffers. So I'm showing you things that are actually going in my stocking. First of all, there are these lumberjack plaids that are Ella and Viv papers that I'd never used before. They kind of have a semi-gloss finish, and they're really heavy cardstock and one-sided. This one is a Cartabella. I bought it for the plaid, but I will probably use both sides. So put that there, and there's the cute little pin, and also in there were, and I don't have them here, are a couple pads of Vicky Bouton's. It's the thick mixed media foundations paper, and so that kind of filled out the requirement. I was thinking, this doesn't look like $25 worth of stuff. And those were on sale, so it was really, we got 2 instead of 1. These are Nouveau Stone Drops. I've never used them. Purple is my favorite color, so that was the first color I picked out, since it was a gift kind of thing, and I wasn't spending my own money. And then there's this white, and I think they will look nice. I think this is the kind of purple that won't stand out and look garish on a layout, so I'm happy with that. Another thing that was added to my stash this week was this set of containers that came in a slime making kit that Ava got as one of her gifts, and she's not making her own slime. She likes buying other people's slime. She's going to make her own slime when her dad gets her a big industrial mixer. So we'll see how long that takes. I wish I'd had these when I was organizing my sequins, but that means I can get more sequins to organize, but I'm not. I promise I'm not. But these will be good for small embellishments, especially with Calvin Ball coming up in March. keeping small categories of embellishments. Like last year, we got credit for avocados and hedgehogs and things. So if I fussy cut out a whole bunch of avocados, I can stick them in one of these and some hedgehogs, and then they're easy to empty and use. This is something that has been added to my stash this week because I found it on the floor underneath a cabinet, and I'm so happy to have it back. It's a Bramble Fox acrylic perspective, and I love it. Also this week, arriving this week, was my prize. It's an Again and Again by Pink Paisley paper pad that I won as a prize in a drawing at Mercy Tierra's fall YouTube hop. And I'm absolutely thrilled. I got this, this was announced after I had done my entry to Mercy Tierra's main challenge for December, and I had used a couple of these papers. I had used embellishments and some fussy cut roses from that paper, and I had used, there's a little rainbow paper. I'd used some of this rainbow paper, and that had all come in my Mind the Scrap November kit. So I was thrilled to get this, and from Moira, sweet, wonderful, incredible Moira, this beautiful, amazing card. So my first project this weekend is going to be a thank you card to Moira. So this was just adorable. So those of you who know Moira, you know what an incredible human being she is. Okay. This is more of a project, but these are the last remaining bits of my Mind the Scrap December kit. And one of the things that I have hoarded from this is this beautiful ombre cardstock. And I've already used, I had got 2 sheets of it, and I've already used one. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with that, but it's going to be, I'm going to hate using it. And what arrived yesterday, along with my prize from Mercy Tierra, is my Mind the Scrap January kit. And I haven't opened anything or looked at it, but it's amazing, colorful and cute. Some great stamps. This is the mixed media kit. There's some embossing powder, awesome. And some Heidi Swap color shine in what looks like a really nice hot pink color. So, oh look, hot pink and aqua, that's the Mind the Scrap colors. Okay, and the aqua letters and lots of beautiful paper. So you'll be seeing me use this is kind of a birthday line from Pebbles. That's the primary inspiration for the other supplies. So I guess what I'm trying to show you is that I have an embarrassment of riches without spending any money. I still have lots left from my this year's and a little bit from last year's Advent calendar box that everything that's Christmas themed is going to go into my Christmas cart. That includes the leftover things from Mind the Scrap and the leftover things from the Advent calendar box. And if I'm lucky, this time next year when I'm doing a lot of Christmas layouts, I'll remember which ones came from where. But I'm electing not to keep them together separately. I'm electing to take my chances on remembering. So anyway, this is a wonderful bounty of stuff to use. I'm looking forward to playing with it all, and I'm not sure how much I'll get done over this next week because I've got some surgery coming up. I may luck out and be told to take it easy, which means, I don't have to cook or clean or do anything like that. And I may be able to just get to sit at my table and play with pretty stuff. So see you next Friday or Saturday, as the case may be. And but I just want to let you know that I'm thoroughly committed to and thoroughly enjoying the spending freeze, and it's well benefiting me in terms of falling in love with my supplies, my own supplies again. Bye.